everyone, I'm Joshua Miller and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I make videos about fashion, pop music, and psychology so that way you can live with style, confidence, and enthusiasm. And since style is my favorite subject, today I want to tackle a fashion rule that I've been unable to escape since I was a kid, and that's the rule that black and blue don't go together. Hopefully by discussing why people think that black and blue usually don't go together and the visual principles behind why this happens, that you'll be able to understand why they actually can go together and be able to apply this to your own outfits moving forward. Growing up, I always loved math because everything followed rules. 2 plus 2 would always equal 4, and 2 plus 3 would always equal 5, which is why when I was learning to get dressed, I clinged to the rules that my father taught me. And among the many rules that I was taught, one of them is that black and blue do not go together. And as a kid, I didn't really understand why this was. I just knew that because it was something that I shouldn't be doing, I just stopped doing it altogether. But as I began to develop my own sense of style, I started to realize that black and blue actually did go together, even if I didn't understood why they worked together in some cases and why they didn't go together in others. And it wasn't until I was in college and I took a class in color theory that I eventually understood why this is. And in order to understand this, we need to start with a simple color theory term called undertones. In order to explain undertones, I think it's best to use an old printing press as an example. Before modern printers existed, printers had to print by putting one color on top of the other in order to reach the desired color. While modern printers don't work like this anymore, I believe that this imagery is a very efficient way to understand what an undertone is. When the eye perceives color, it is not just perceiving one color, it is perceiving the primary color on top and all of the colors that are below it. And because black and blue tend to have a variety of different undertones depending on the material, environment, and lighting, it can be really easy to mismatch the undertones when pairing these colors together, which is why I think this rule started in the first place. And to understand how to best pair undertones together, we need to look at another fundamental visual design concept: balance. Put simply, balance is just a visual component of design that's concerned with making sure that objects are arranged in a way that's easy to understand based on where they are located. And likewise, in fashion, balance is important because it helps us understand where things start and where things end. If we look at an outfit and we aren't able to easily grasp where the jacket starts and ends or where the tie starts and ends, it can be really easy for us to just see it as this confusing mess and then write it off as bad because of it. And with respect to blue and black, I'm a huge believer that when pairing the blue and black undertones, you usually want to have a white and a black undertone between the two colors or two white undertones. And to illustrate this concept, I want to show you some examples. So for my first outfit, I have a classic suit and a tie pairing, and I really like the way that these colors sit together. Despite the age-old rule that black and blue don't go together, here I think they fit together because the undertones balance each other out. The thread on the jacket was probably coated to have a unique finish that gave it this look, and it balances out the very deep black undertone of the tie perfectly. When you look at this outfit, it's very easy to understand the geometry of everything at hand. And the other thing I want to add is that if blue and black don't go together, why are the buttons on almost every piece of dark blue men's attire black? And here's another example of black and blue pairing together well, but this time I'm pairing print with print. And because of the old rule that black and blue don't go together, it can be really easy to shy away from mixing black and blue prints just because you're already committing one fashion sin, so why risk committing another? But I think it's because of this age-old rule that you should wear black and blue prints together. When you mix the prints together, you're mixing a lot of unique textures, a lot of unique colors that help to balance out black and blue's traditional clash. The black striped sweater from Express has a black undertone based on the way that it's acting at the light and how when you look at it, you don't really see any color underneath the surface, you just see black on top of black. And this balances out with the shirt that has a very clear white undertone, both in the blue ground color and in the rose floral. Overall, I love this outfit, and I've written a blog post on why I think that print on print go together so well, and if you want to check that out, you should go to my blog, joshuamillerstyle.com. And for my last example, I wanted to show an example of how all white undertones can pair together really nicely when using blue and black. Here, every single color that I am wearing, the black, the white, the rose, the blue, and the green, all have white white undertones, but because of that, it actually works. Because the rose gold tie is the warmest color at hand, it functions as the dark undertone and it functions as the black undertone in the outfit. It draws the eye inward, and because of that, it creates a nice balance and it creates a nice visual harmony. When you look at this outfit, it's very easy to understand all of the elements that are at play and all of the colors and how they sit together, because the rose gold tie balances everything out with its dark undertone. And this is another outfit that I really love. So the next time that someone tells you that blue and black don't go together, make sure to show them this video and tell them that they can in fact go together. I'm a huge advocate for making the most of your closet and the clothes that you already have, and that starts with debunking the rules and assumptions that you have about black and blue and the way that they go together. And if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the little bell icon to be notified every single time I upload a video. For the time being, I'm planning on uploading a video every other Sunday, but make sure to hit that button because I might surprise you here and there. And if you want to see this video in text format, make sure to subscribe to my email list at joshuamillerstyle.com/subscribe, because I'll be posting it on my blog later this week. And lastly, if no one has told you this yet, make sure to have a wonderful day and thank you so much for watching. I think we're good now. No, we're not good now.